Dum 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 dum.
Well, that's how it goes.
That is how it goes. I remember now.
Hey guys, welcome to 100% Worse. I'm Graham.
I'm Connor.
Yeah, well, this is 100% Worse, the show that gets better every day. We're talking about money today, obviously.
Moolah.
So let's roll that intro and dip right in.
Kajitas wares if you have coin.
Your best friends created the best show in the universe. And they took that show and made that show 100% worse.
Presenting Podcast Extravaganza 100% Worse, the show that gets better every day. Now recorded entirely in French, which has been painstakingly dubbed over by English-speaking sound-alikes.
So, Graham, what was something that happened this week?
Is there something I'm forgetting? Are you trying to Jimmy Fallon me into telling a specific story? Because I don't remember.
Okay, here's the thing. We were sitting in a Taco Bell, and you were telling a story, and it was super interesting, and I thought to myself, make sure to ask Graham about this story on the podcast.
Yeah.
I do not remember what story it was, so when
me
I
either.
said I knew I had to ask you about something that happened this week, I just don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Short-term
kind of where
memory.
we're at.
Maybe. Yeah. How are you, listener?
Yeah, let's leave a minute.
That's great.
A minute of
great.
yeah, no, let's go. Let's do an interactive thing. We can do a little round robin. Okay. We never do this, so yeah, you go first. Ask the listener a question.
How was your week? Are you feeling good right now?
Sorry to hear about that, man. How old was your cat? Oh, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
That is a very old.
All four
very old
legs?
cat.
Wow. And her ear?
I don't own a cat, but that's impossible, right?
Wow.
Like, physically impossible.
How did she even turn the weed whacker on?
Oh God.
So this is why we never do this. This is stupid. This is a stupid format. We're stupid people.
Let's
Pull us out of this Luke Skywalker style and get us into our topic. What are we talking about? I already forgot.
Well, we're talking about money. Currency. How to make money better. Yeah.
Make money better. What can we do to improve money for everyone? The system of money. Maybe give people more money.
Yeah.
Maybe improve what money is. Yeah.
So-
Hit me with an idea.
So I was doing something that I usually do every week. Clicker games. Because I don't know, I'm that kind of person. And I was
guess
thinking
some
on
people
this
just
topic.
like to get carpal tunnel early in life.
Well, I was thinking on this topic. I was like, you know what? We can do something with this. If life worked on a clicker game based setting, you'd touch stuff, you'd get money. But something that could be fun, don't tell people which stuff gets more money than others.
Okay.
They can see the amount of money they're getting from each thing, but they don't know which stuff is the big ticket items.
What I'm seeing here is a cross between King Midas and Impractical Jokers. And I do like that picture. I'm just also concerned.
The things themselves don't turn into gold, don't turn into money. You just get money. So for like a week straight, you'd have
like
the entirety of America running across everything, touching everything they can conceivably find. It would be fantastic.
That's Ready Player One.
Yeah.
But in meat
yeah.
space.
Yeah. In meat space? Is that what you said?
Yeah, meat space. Familiar with the term meat space?
No, I'm not familiar with the term meat space.
It's like virtual space and then meat space. It's interesting because
Headspace.
I think it was Frank Baum who wrote
leg space in an aircraft.
I think it was Frank Baum who wrote The Wizard of Oz, who I first remember reading human, kind of like the human body referred to as being made of meat. It was very disconcerting for me. He would always refer to humans as having limbs made of meat, as opposed to straw or tin or whatever else that people had in the land of Oz. Meat. A little bit of a serial killer vibe.
Yeah, that's actually.
And if you read the
now that
Oz
I'm
books, I
thinking
think
about
that vibe very much continues.
Yeah, people were crazy. I mean,
Oh,
people
man.
are crazy. You can find good crazy people by what they write.
That's true.
Like Poe.
Oh, yeah.
Poe was incredibly crazy. Check out that segue. You're welcome.
Oh, segues. Right. I know where you're going with this. When Jackie Chan films a movie, he rides a Segway all around the set, and he's known to, at the end of filming these movies, give somebody the Segway.
What?
Yeah, it's true.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
Had no idea.
Yeah.
Are the sets usually big enough for him to require?
I mean,
a
they'll
Segway?
be like up and down hills. You know, think of the Karate Kid. Like that was, miles of
off-road Segway.
I guess, yeah.
Big tires on a Segway.
It just actually has two
You just
windmill
really
legs that
lean
just
into it.
run around like a Dr. Seuss contraption.
It's got.
Or like that one Muppet who's singing the song about anxiety.
It's got a windmill, so it's got 4 fans, but each of the fans are a
a
mannequin's leg.
Yes.
They just kind of like boom, 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 boom.
It's very good.
Kind of like a cartoon would,
Yeah,
to
exactly.
indicate
Yeah.
fast running. Like Sonic, how his legs just kind of go like.
So back to our topic of money. I've got some ideas that I think could
All right.
improve our currency. Actually, oh no, I just remembered what your idea was. I couldn't remember if you had actually said an idea or if we had just talked, kind of bloviated about Jackie Chan's segues this whole time. So you may have heard of the term token economy.
Yes.
And what that means, for listeners who might not be familiar, is Chuck E. Cheese now uses cards like a lot of other arcades, and so you can't use your tokens there anymore.
Well, that's so stupid.
Yeah. So what I recommend is saving your Chuck E. Cheese tokens and using them, saving them as you would gold for when the banks fail.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we mean by token economy.
Yeah, you'll be trading Chuck E. Cheese tokens for things like
Another
cereal boxes.
form of token economy is when you save up all of your dank herb, so that when the banks fail, you still have enough that you can keep token in the economy.
I'm sorry, if that was a pun, I must have completely missed it.
Also, if you have a lot of elves and dwarves saved up, then you can consider that a token economy.
Okay, that one I did get.
And if you frequently asphyxiate on just small objects, that have hazard warnings on them, that could definitely be a token economy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep going, basically.
And if you ever collect this podcast into its best bits, you'd have a joking economy.
Hey, look who's getting in on the bits. Welcome to 100% Worse. Oops, all puns.
That's actually it. I'm punned out. I was trying to. I was churning. I really was churning.
Yeah, it's
couldn't-
kind of like
I couldn't think
Skyrim.
of
You got to
something.
level up your attributes if you want your magicka to regenerate fast enough. Rob from the rich and give to the poor. The typical Robin Hood method. The trick is to keep the poor from becoming rich, because then they're going to be on your list of people to rob.
So basically, you would need quite a few Robin Hoods.
Mm-hmm.
If we say assigned a Robin Hood
Yep.
to each person,
Mhm.
and once that person got enough money, the Robin Hood would be like, nope, that's mine now. It's going down the chain. And then they go follow the money. Just assign a Robin Hood to each money.
Yeah. Now, the problem there is that the Robin Hoods will start accruing so much wealth that they have to start stealing from each other and giving to the less fortunate Robin Hoods.
Little Johns for the Robin Hood?
Yeah, have a Little John assigned to each
yeah.
Robin Hood, or more maybe a Friar Tuck. I feel like they're more. Friar Tuck got the best of Robin Hood more easily. I want to say, yeah, maybe assign a Friar Tuck to each Robin Hood, a Little John to each Friar Tuck, a Sheriff of Nottingham.
Somewhere
Could be
mixed
there as
in,
well.
sprinkled in, added for taste.
And of course, we want the Disney versions, so all the animals.
Oh yeah, yeah, the furry, furry feel.
Could we talk to the people at Midwest Fur Fest and get this organized? I just feel
maybe.
like that's the closest FurCon. So
I honestly have no idea. I don't even know where it is.
yeah.
It sounds like it's somewhere close because we're in the Midwest, and you said Midwest.
Yeah,
That's-
it's part and parcel of the name. We really need kind of our Robin Hoods to be incredibly well-mannered socialists. I think, because they need to
Yeah.
be redistributing everything
Yeah.
perfectly.
So maybe
Could
we'd
Bernie
have to-
Sanders be Robin Hood?
Bernie Sanders be Robin Hood?
Oh, but what if he takes too much money and then he has to rob from himself?
I'm just concerned the bow might be a little
Wait a minute.
too much for him.
What if what if we flip this? Rob from the poor.
Rob? Oh,
Is that anything?
well, if you robbed from the poor, you
Yeah.
never have to worry about them not being poor.
Yeah. So then you wouldn't.
So
have
you wouldn't
to,
need all
you
these
wouldn't need to
Robin
rob
Hoods.
from them because then they would be poor. As
Yeah.
long as you rob from them, you don't need to rob from.
Exactly.
What? What? What?
Okay. Let's maybe take a step back. Let's reevaluate the kind of money theme, the paper currency that we have. Because gold is the standard. Let's just go to the standard. Let's go gold. Gold coins, gold stuff, and gold jewelry, that kind of thing. If everyone had gold, then the banks probably couldn't hold it all, because the banks don't hold, like you have an account. They don't hold that specific amount of money, right? It's just a number on their computer. But if that number was an actual thing of gold and they were actually physically holding all, they couldn't do it.
Right, because their hands are so small.
Yeah. So banks probably wouldn't work. Now you'd need a way
Could we replace bank tellers with fortune tellers?
for. Ooh, that'd be neat.
And that would actually. Could bank tellers just be called fortune tellers? Because that's kind of what they are.
Yeah, I actually really like that idea. That's a really solid
I feel like if you
idea.
work in a bank,
That's going on the super fridge.
the super fridge, a fridge just of travel magnets of places that we've been, and it's holding up ideas that we're actually going to use.
Yes.
And the other one is the mini fridge,
Yeah.
down in a corner collecting dust ideas
in the
that
garage.
It's in the garage.
Has half a 2 liter of Diet Mountain Dew
That's
a
gone
Bud
flat
Light.
a long time ago. And a what?
and a Bud Light.
And a Bud
That's
Light.
pretty much it.
One Bud Light, yeah. It's one of those like Bud Light margarita things, because we got like the pack, but they didn't end up being
the
very good.
margaritas. Yeah.
And you can't do anything with just one. So, yeah. This is very advanced fiction that we've been creating, I think. I think this is the world building aspect of the podcast.
Fiction. I don't know what you're talking about.
Super fridge. Nice. If you work at a bank and you're a teller, please
put that on your name tag.
put that on your name tag and on your resume, fortune teller.
That would be
That's what you are.
so good.
Own it.
But rolling back a little bit, banks obviously couldn't be a thing. Now you would need to protect your money somehow, because you'd probably not be able to all put it in like a household safe either if it was all like physical objects. So let's just bury our treasure and
Yep.
all be pirates. How much fun is a treasure map? If there were honest to God real treasure maps in the world, that would be incredible. That would be amazing.
And what if the treasure maps were made out of gold? No, that's nothing. I like the idea that as soon as everybody decides to have gold, there's just going to be so much gold in the world that everybody has some. That's probably my favorite thing about that.
Yeah.
Could we?
I mean, if you just went to go exchange your cash for gold and you'd walk away with gold, and if everyone did that, everyone would have a lot of gold.
That's true, because then they have to make the gold right there on the spot
Yeah.
for you. They make it fresh, like Jimmy John's.
Yeah. Freaky fresh. Freaky gold.
I like where this is going. Got to take a quick break and talk about our sponsors, as we do every week. So why don't you tell us about our first sponsor this week?
Our first sponsor, book bindings.
Okay.
They hold books together.
And what do books hold together?
What do books hold together? They hold imagination, creativity. Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow.
I can go anywhere. I can do anything. I'm too sick to do runs. I say that like I can normally do runs. So embarrassed.
LeVar Burton.
Also known as that guy from Star Trek. Yes. And we've got one more sponsor this week, which is, of course, moths.
Moths.
Discover the
Really?
Unbutterfly.
Discover the Unbutterfly.
Do you remember when 7-Up used to have that series of commercials about the Uncola?
No, I don't.
That's to be fair, that is because they ran those before either of us was born.
Okay.
I have a thing for old commercials. Yeah, discover the Unbutterfly. Here's some facts about moths. They are a little bit hairy because unlike butterflies, they don't wax. Moths can fold their wings all the way flat onto their back as opposed to butterflies who keep them rigid because butterflies have more bones in their wings like a pterodactyl.
Really?
That's absolutely true.
That's fascinating.
While there's a monarch butterfly, the highest rank a moth can achieve is sergeant.
Really? So would you say they're part of the same culture, or do you have maybe one monarch moth and then other sergeant and private and
There's a
citizen
lot
moths?
of racism between moths and butterflies, and it goes both ways. That's the thing they won't tell you. It goes both ways. It's very much like a vampire werewolf thing, and I would think the moths are more, well, they're interesting. I would say they're more like werewolves. Well, here's the thing. I think vampires are like creatures of the night, but then also moths love going towards the light. But when they do go towards the light, then they fry. So I think maybe they're more like vampires, and the butterflies are werewolves.
Makes sense, yeah.
But they both have that metamorphosis.
They both look really, really cool under a full moon.
That's true. Oh, and what a luna moth is what? What is a luna moth?
What is a luna moth?
It's like a really big, like colorful looking moth.
How big are we talking?
You know that place La Bamba that sells burritos as big as your head? They're kind of the La Bamba of moths.
That is terrifying.
Yeah,
I do not want anything like that anywhere near me.
they really put the
Mothra all over
Yeah,
again.
they're more Mothra than moth, I would say. So that's everything I know about moths.
Did you know they used a live moth for the filming of Mothra?
Really?
Yeah. They had obviously Godzilla
And
was
we've
a clay
got that
figure.
moth in the studio today. Please welcome Gerald the Moth.
Hey gosh.
Gerald, what can you tell us about being on the set of Mothra? What was it like working with that crew, working with a lot of the same faces you'd seen in Godzilla and other, I'm sure, formative films of your youth?
Oh, it was really cool. You know, what they don't tell you is Godzilla's actually kind of a chill dude. He kind of shows up, stops some buildings, sounds really scary, and then he kind of walks off with a coffee in his hand. He's like, hey dude, what's up?
So
How's the kids? How's the wife?
You ever hang out with Godzilla off the set?
Yeah, actually, we used to do that in filming Godzilla vs. Mothra 2, Electric Boogaloo. Well, we'd have a beer every now and then, watch the game sometimes.
Now, I can't help but notice you are big for a moth, small for I would say you're probably not much larger than a beer. What's kind of your, how many does it take, would you say, to get you kind of,
Are you talking about the filming of the set of trying to get me
no,
big,
I'm not
or
asking
the-
if you drank on set. I would assume you're a professional. I mean, offset, would
how
you
much
consider
does it-
yourself more of a
lightweight or a
I know that
heavyweight?
butterflies are associated with being lightweights. I don't know if that's true of moths. I wouldn't want to assume that.
No, actually, I can do 12, 14 shots.
14 shots?
14 shots. yeah.
Really? And is that moth shots or human shots?
No, I just go to the bartender and ask him for a shot.
Is the bartender? I'm sorry to ask so many questions.
The bartender's human, yeah.
Is a human?
Yeah.
A human.
These were Hollywood bars.
Oh, you're right. That's where they make Mothras in Hollywood. I should have known
Well,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's where Ishiro Honda did most of his work as well. Hollywood. Little known fact: all the Japanese actors were speaking English. They were just moving their mouths in really weird ways. Well, Gerald the Moth, I want to thank you so much for coming on our show today. We don't often have a moth on the show, so
Thanks for having me. You know, you don't
Yeah.
really get a lot of publicity for this kind of thing, so I really appreciate the outreach.
absolutely. And I heard you're local. You live up in where is
I
it?
live up in the tree next door.
In the tree. That's right. Yeah. So again, thanks so much. Please feel free to grab one of our gift bags on the way out. I don't know if you'll be able to carry it. Yeah, I don't know.
I'll manage.
Let me manage. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah,
This was a
sorry,
blast.
sorry that Connor is being so rude and just ignored you this whole time.
Oh, don't worry. I've just been listening to the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see you, Gerald.
All right, bye. Back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Interview with Gerald the Moth, the Moth from Mothra.
Yeah.
Back to talking about money. What? It's best to ignore it and move on, but don't question it. Just go with it.
Okay. So when we're looking at money,
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
paper money's too easy to counterfeit. Sometimes it'll rip, sometimes it'll get ruined. And I have all my best ideas in the middle of a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And I noticed that there are 5 Taco Bell sauces.
Okay.
There are 5 common US dollars, or 5 common US bill types.
There are only
$5.
$5 in the USA. Can you find them all?
Yeah. 1, 5, 10, 20. Oh, 50. Oh, I guess, and 100. But
And the $2 bill. That's not common.
That's not common. But they do have a breakfast sauce. So let's just replace the money with Taco Bell sauces.
Okay.
They're a lot harder to counterfeit because you can't quite get the spices just right.
That's true. And they're a lot more entertaining to read.
That is
At
correct.
best, if with $1, the best you're going to get is one of those "Where's George" bills. And you go online and it's like, "Where has this bill been?" And it's like, "Montgomery, cool." And now it's here. Now I have it.
It doesn't. Yeah. There's only like one.
Yeah.
Only one.
Nobody checks in. They just it's $1.
I wonder if it's just one person who owns where'sgeorge.com and they have a stamp and they're feverishly stamping every single bill they ever get.
That you joke, but there was somebody like that came in to my work. They came in and they paid in cash, and every bill that they had was stamped with the "Where's George."
Maybe that was the person who owns the site. Maybe every single
think that
Where's
was George?
George, every single Where's George bill.
She
you
might have
ever
been
get-
George.
She might have been George. Found George. We can put an end to this. We can finish this.
Can we start another site called "There's George"?
There. Oh
Possibly
yeah.
"Here's George."
There's George, and then just track their locations in real time on radar.
Oh, there went George. We can catch George. Watch out for George.
Send text messages to everyone in the area. Hey, everyone, look out for George.
Don't trust George.com. And of course, be sure to go to "There's George." I don't have the wherewithal to set up a website. So that's just as far as that joke's gonna go. Bitcoin is what old ladies did in the Middle Ages to see if it was real gold.
Yeah, they did. They Bitcoin.
So I just thought that was worth noting. One more thing real quick. I heard that it costs 3 cents to make a penny, for the U.S. Mint to make a penny. I believe that is true. It costs 3
Something like
cents
that.
to make a penny. Now, if we privatize the penny-making industry, I can get that down to 2 cents per each. And I can guarantee that my pennies will be just as good, if not better, than the current pennies that we're using right now.
So privatize the money. Basically, you have companies be able to print money.
Yeah, exactly. Each
Yeah.
company should be in charge of printing their own money. Why are they
we'll
relying on government help?
We'll get so much more money.
Yeah.
So much more money. It'll be amazing.
Hmm?
This is brilliant. Genius.
Get the
in fact.
cost of
Welcome to
penny
100% Worse, the socioeconomic politics podcast where we solve literally all your problems.
every problem in the world.
Yep.
You want to,
Print money.
yeah, we just GMO that money. That's a meaningless phrase, but listen, we're making progress.
We're going to edit the genes with the money. We're going to make super
We're going to
money.
hack into its DNA. I'm in. Let's change this $5 bill to a $5,000 bill. Undetectable.
Hacker man. While I was sitting in that Taco Bell, after I thought, what if we used Taco Bell hot sauce? I started thinking, what if we used other things for money?
Okay.
So,
Like a barter system? Wampum? What are you talking about?
no, I'm going to hit you with a few possible currency types.
Of course, wampum is one of the creatures from Star Wars Episode 5.
Episode 5, not a tauntaun. Wampum was are they the big, like, hippo-like?
No, wampum is a type of beads. However, a wampa is a creature from Star Wars episode 5, and that's just one of my classic goofs.
Oh, you. Da-dum, ba-dum.
I put my hands on my hips in a saucy fashion.
Okay. Pocket lint.
That's when you go, rather than the full 40 days of giving something up, you only do it for a few days.
Yeah, it's a pocket version of lint.
Or is it when you give up
lint.
pockets for lint, you just have to carry all of your items in your hands?
That would be an interesting fast, actually. What if you gave up pockets? What if you gave up shelves? And where would you carry everything? What would be the true meaning of having things if you had nowhere to put them?
This has been Catholic Radio. We'll be accepting our next caller.
Looks like we got Nancy Sue on line 6.
Nancy
hey,
Sue.
Nancy. Where are you calling from?
Now,
Kentucky?
this is just
Cool.
Nancy Drew again, trying to find out the real meaning of Lent. We don't know. Clearly.
I don't actually know.
Yeah. I tried to figure out more about Lent, but in the end, I gave up.
In the end.
I gave up for Lent.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I had a...
I just gave up.
I can't even come. I have one pun run each. I can only do a pun every like 3 hours. I got to recharge the old batteries.
Yeah. Don't worry. Well, you get those bean muscles working for you.
Bean muscles?
Yeah, when you flex your bean, you get bean muscles.
The wrinkles in your bean. Are you talking about brain? Bean.
Yeah,
right?
your bean,
Okay.
your bean, yes.
Okay. I was hoping I wasn't getting. So is each wrinkle like a new ab?
They're like
Are abs just wrinkles?
I feel that we're veering violently off course. Anything that could be considered entertainment at the moment.
Okay.
I hesitate to continue along this trajectory.
Let's pull it back a little bit.
All right. Pull it right back.
Let's pull it all the way back. Well, all
You
the way
pull it
back.
in, I'll reel in the slack.
In the beginning, sorry, I'm doing the classic Looney Tunes. Not that
Universe
far
is
backwards.
You're right, Chuck Jones. Chuck Jones?
Is that his name? I don't know.
Chuck Jones, the director for Looney Tunes?
There was like
Maybe I
a
had it
Bugs
wrong.
Bunny thing where he's like,
Can you please tell me what you were going to say before I
I
absolutely...
don't know. I was honestly hoping you'd bail me out somewhere.
Well, listen.
I was just firing so many different ideas.
The good news is that we've been saying nothing long enough that we've come all the way to the end of the show. So I think that's going to be a convenient out for us. Before we do that, I thought instead of reading from the Dictionary of Dreams today, we could try something else.
Okay.
So I thought maybe you could kind of hum a little bit or provide some mild accompaniment while I attempt to imagine what it would be like if Snoop Dogg read The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay.
I can't emphasize enough how much this isn't an impression.
Okay. So let me
This is
go
just
ahead
something
and
I've been wondering,
set the mood a little
and I
bit.
want to see if it works in my head.
I gotta get ready.
Yep.
Snoop.
You sound like my nephew.
Okay. Do you have any kind of where was that recorder theme?
Snoop Doggy Dog. Yeah, that's how he says it. He introduces himself, right? Or is it more like, "Hi, my name is Snoop Doggy Dog. Thank you for inviting me here today. I'm glad to be here at your house. You have a lovely home." He has a lot of preamble to his raps.
Very long preambles.
Very long preambles.
Okay, this theme is confusing. So
Yeah.
go ahead and hit us with it.
1, 2, 3, and to the 4. There's a stranger tapping at my door. Don't let him in. This is my safe haven. I'm not trying to talk to a raven. It's perfect.
A faux shizzle. Is that Lil Wayne or Snoop Dogg?
It's
I don't know.
everyone. I
It's
don't
everyone,
can't keep
okay.
track of those
But no, that was
hip-hop
actually really
artists in
beautiful.
there. Thank you. It came from the heart. Not my heart, but a heart.
Snoop's heart.
This is a dumb show for dumb people. It's not for dumb people. I'm sorry. It's by dumb people, for anyone, for smart people. Maybe you're a smart person, listen. Maybe you're a dumb person, listen. We don't judge. How can we? We're dumb people, and we make this show, so we love dumb people.
Anywho, I guess we're gonna wrap up.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah. So thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Oh wait, email. Yeah, do you want me to do the email or? I do.
Given that
you're the one who does this, and I kind of tried starting with it, and then I didn't have anywhere to go.
No, it's fine. I mean, no, if you want to do it,
if you want to do the
whole rundown, you can.
If I want to, I do not think.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go sit over there. You do the whole rundown.
Oh boy,
all by yourself.
Let me see if I can get this straight because
go for it.
Graham does most of it. He's literally walking away. He's now sitting on his bed. He's just kicked up the seat. Okay, if you like the show, and if you had, oh my god, he's pulling out the guitar. Please no. Basically, if you like the show, tell a friend about it. Word of mouth gets it big. Gets it big. That's the thing. Gets it big. He's playing guitar now. If you had something to tell us, if you wanted us to discuss anything on the show, or even give you a shout out, go ahead and send us an email at hundo@turboteenmovie.com. That is hundo@turboteenmovie.com. Or if you're a prude, you can send it to 100% worse at gmail.com. That's the numbers 100% and worse at gmail.com. If email's too cumbersome for you, you can send us a tweet at 100% worse. Also, check out our Instagram at 100% worse. See a theme? If you like the show, go ahead and leave us a review on iTunes because it really does bolster us up in the charts. It really helps us out. Thank you to Kenny Childers for doing the opening monologue. Great once again, as always. Thank you to Graham for putting together the intro song. I've been Connor, that's Graham, and this has been 100% worse.
Did you say anything about Kenny?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Eat your pizza right out of your pocket.
And they took that show and made that show 100% worse.
You already say that?
No, you're good.